This is a little pocket card that when you pull out the note, it has a candy on the back. This is going to be perfect for Valentine's. You can make them for your kids, grandkids, co-workers, and honestly, these are so easy. Older children could make these for their friends. Hello and welcome to sunnydaystamping.com. I'm Julie Baca. I'm so glad that you're here. We are going to have so much fun. This project turns out so cute, but it is so quick and easy. Now, after you watch the video, there's a corresponding blog post that goes along with this video where I'm going to put a bunch of photos on there because I made a ton of these. And you can also get the list of supplies. You can purchase supplies, but there's also the measurements because I want you to make these at home. So let's get started. The design for this pocket is going to work great with so many different stamp sets, but I'm going to be using the Be My Valentine bundle and the paper that coordinates with it. This is the Be Mine designer series paper. If you make this project, you're going to want to use double-sided paper because when you fold this down, that way you're going to get the two different patterns going on. This bundle is brand new from the mini catalog along with that designer series paper. This is so fun to use. I was a little intimidated by it at first because it's got all these little pieces and I'm not crazy about that, but oh my goodness, so fun to play with and so easy. You can punch out the bee and all these hearts, which also are their wings. So I made so many examples because I had so much fun with this, but I'm going to show you how to make this one and then I'll show you how to adapt it. You all know I love to make projects that don't take a ton of supplies, and this is one of them. You just need one 6-inch piece of double-sided paper, a scrap to cut out your hearts, a scrap to cut out your bee, and then a little piece of paper to use as the insert. And then for your inks, I like to just keep the supplies low. You could just use the yellow and the black. I did add a couple more colors in. I picked the colors out of my designer series paper. So if you are new to stamping, this is a perfect beginner project. You just don't need that many supplies. So we're going to start with the bee, and I like to put his stinger on first. I've just found it easier to line up the body with the stinger like this. And so you're just going to look through these see-through stamps. The photopolymer stamps are see-through, which makes it so easy to line up everything. And then you're just going to be able to punch this out with this bee builder punch. It doesn't even look like a bee. You can see that you can use this as a conversation heart or just regular hearts, but then it also will punch out this bee, the wings, and his little antenna. So now we're just going to put his little antenna on here, and I'm going to show you. I put it in the corner like this because when you go to punch it out, you kind of want it in the corner there. That's just one tip to do when you're using punches, is to see which way. I cannot talk and do this at the same time. Hold on, I can't multitask. Let me do this first. Okay, there we go. So you want to just strategically look at your punch and see what orientation things need to be at so you can punch them easily the first time. So for this bee, I am going to give him 2 wings. So we're going to just do 1, 2 like that. Now we can use the wings plain, but if you look at the designer series paper, they used petal pink inside the wings. So I am going to do that. And what you use to fill in the wings is this heart, which you can obviously just use as a heart if you're just going to stamp a card, but we're going to use it to fill in these wings. And then you just punch these out. So that's getting in my way. I'm just going to rip that off and then line this up. I like to turn it over, line it up. I like to hold a little bit of pressure on there while I double check to make sure it's all straight, and then I punch. So now we need to pick a little face for our bee, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 different faces to pick from. So we'll do this one. Oh, rats. I did it the wrong way. If I was gonna, should we go with this or do it again? Yeah, we'll just go with it. We'll go with it. All right, I'm going to transfer all my pieces from my Stampin' Pierce mat, which is what I like to stamp on, to my silicone craft sheet because now I'm going to do some glue and I don't want to get glue everywhere. So to attach the wings, you just need a little tiny bit of glue there. I hope this is going to look good. What do you think? That kind of looks like a hummingbird. just try it. So we're going to put a little bit of glue there, and then just a tiny bit of glue on the bottom of these antennae, and glue this in like that. Oh, he's super cute. He's super cute. Okay, we're going to save him to the side. And now grab your sweet sorbet and let's punch out some hearts just like this. So remember, that's what we used for our wing, and that's what we used for our antenna. Isn't that awesome? It's like dual purpose punch. You sold me on that, Stampin' Up. So now we're just going to glue these in the corner with a little bit of glue there and a little tiny bit of glue on that heart. And just, oh, Julie. There we go. Okay. I like to overlap them. I don't know. I think that looks pretty. Okay, then now, one more stamp. This little bee mine I think is so cute. We're going to put it in the corner. You can stamp it beforehand, but you can see how the hearts kind of overlap there. And so that's why I stamped it afterwards. And I actually really liked it stamped on top of the heart like that. All right, that's it. We have all of our pieces done, and now we'll make this cute little pocket. So I'm bringing in my big piece of grid paper for this next part, because as I was making these, I wasn't consistently getting them totally straight, and so I figured out a solution was to line up my paper on the grid paper. This grid paper is awesome. You get 100 sheets of it for like less than $13, and this is such a big piece of paper. If you're stamping, you can stamp on it. It protects your surface. I reuse mine until they are like so saturated with ink. So this is a good buy. So when you're designing your pocket, you need to decide, what do you want on the inside and what do you want to be folded back to see? Like, what part do you want to be highlighted? Now, if you want, like if I wanted these bees on the inside, we're gonna fold this up and fold this back. So whatever is in this corner is what is going to be folded back. So you need to strategically do it, because so if we were going to fold this pocket back, you can see those bees would be upside down. That would bother me. So you got to pick which side you would want sticking out from your pocket. So I'm going to do this one the opposite I'm going to make this pocket the opposite of this one, kind of like the inverted. So you're going to start by just lining up this point corner to corner, looking down, making sure it is nice and square, and bringing it down until you got a nice triangle that is, to the best of your ability, lined up. The squarer you get these, the better they're going to turn out. So you can see that this one will be inverted, and this is the cutie patootie little bee that's going to be folded back, so I can see that. Now my tip is, bring your paper down onto your grid paper and line it up along this line, because in order to make the pocket, we're going to bring this point over. And I kept doing them slantwise, so I noticed when I line it up with a line on my grid paper, I was much better at getting them straight each time. I'm going to have to pull this in front of my face right now. Hold on. My camera's in the way. Okay, so that looks good. So I've got this lined up along this line right here. Do you see that? And then we're gonna use the bone folder to crease that. Now we're gonna do the same on this side, although because this was straight along the line, now we just have to line that one up on top of that piece of paper. So that, and then you fold this back. Is that the most simple little origami thing? This is origami anyone can do. So I'm just going to do that again really quick. We're going to fold it in half, fold the point over, making sure this is nice and straight, and fold this over, straight as in parallel to the bottom, and then fold this one over, then fold this back. That is it. But what we're going to do is glue this baby up. Now to finish up this card, we're just going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of this bee so that it pops up and looks amazing. I like to use the pointy end of the Take Your Pick tool to get those little Stampin' Dimensional things off of there. And we're just going to kind of put him slantwise on the front there, and then this pocket goes in here. Or this little paper goes in here, which is where you can sign. But we're going to add a little goodie to the back of that. And I'm just going to attach this to the back using these mini glue dots. I'm going to put 2 on there. So you just kind of, you can see them on there, and they just, you touch them to the surface and then they come off. And what I'm going to do is actually fold in these little flaps. Whoops, let me turn this over. Fold in the little flaps and then stick it to the paper. This is not working. When I made it before, it worked perfectly, you guys. Okay, there. So that's the back and this is the front. So that when they pull it out, that candy is stuck on there. Isn't that so cool? You can also, this fits a gift card if you want. Okay, now it's time for me to show you all the different examples I made using that same stamp and punch bundle. Let me show you how to do this little thing. And by thing, I mean, it looked like a conversation like bubble to me, like you would in a comic strip. So you can stamp these words, and instead of using that as a bee body, look, doesn't that look like a little conversation bubble? I thought that was so cute. So that's what I used for this right here. Okay, here's the next one I made. You're as, and look how grumpy he is. You are as sweet as honey. I love that. Okay, I gotta show you how I did this one. Now in the stamp set, you're as sweet as honey. It comes as one big piece. So I wanna show you how to only use part of a stamp. So what I do is I use a little sticky note and I just cover up what I don't want to be in that part of the stamp. So I'm just going to use my sticky note to cover that part up, and then I'm going to ink it up. Where'd my ink go? I also need to put some grid paper now because I might mess this up. Okay, so put the sticky note on there. Now ink up the portion of the stamp that you want, and then make sure to take this off of there because then that will get all over your paper. And then just stamp that right where you want it, like this. And then I'm gonna punch that out, but now for the insert, I want it to say the rest of it. I want it to say, you're as sweet as honey. So now I'm gonna cover up what I just stamped, right? Ink up this side of the stamp. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ooh, I can tell that I made a little mistake there, so I'm gonna wipe it with my finger. That may not be the best thing. That may be the wrong thing. We're gonna see it, and if it's wrong, I'll redo it. Okay, so let's see. Now you can see part of it is inked up and part of it is not, and then we're just gonna put that. This doesn't fit, so I gotta do it diagonal. Oh, it's great. All right, so you can see that this goes inside, and there are some little hearts. Oops, no, you can't see. You can't see. That's off the counter. That's off the paper or off the video. So you can see that there's some cute little heart stamp sets. Or stamp in that set. I'm not going to grab that out of there, but that's in there. Okay, so now we're going to use this whole conversation heart situation like this, but instead of it being a conversation heart, I just wanted an oval. So I just took my paper snips and just snipped that off, and now I've got an oval punch. Bam, like that. Now because I loved the like hexagons in this pattern paper, like honeycomb, I wanted to transfer that to my heart. So in the stamp set, there's also a honeycomb stamp. There's the little tiny baby hearts too. So I just took the honeycomb and went over the heart that I punched out. Whoops, hold on just a second. So we can see that we gotta be able to line these puppies up afterwards. So I gotta strategically do this. Okay, so we're gonna stamp that way. Now we're gonna rotate this completely around, and those little hexagons fit in there perfectly. If you do it perfectly. I didn't do it perfectly, but I think it still looks good. And then I just put that on here. I feel like I'm being very confusing. I'm just gonna show you the finished one, but I wanted to show you how to make all the parts of that if you wanted to. Oh, one last thing. So, you know I had that huge grid paper at the beginning? I cut mine into 4s if I want just a little piece, and then I get 4 times the use. I'm telling you, I'm a thrifty crafter, people. Okay, let me just show you the last couple ones. You make my heart buzz. Happy Valentine's. I love you no matter what. And then just love you. And then what's down in here? You'll always be the one for me. Aren't those so cute? So in the designer series paper pack that I use, you get 6 pieces, well, you get 12 pieces of paper, but and 12 designs, 6 on one side and obviously 6 on the other. So that means I made 6 here, but you can see that you can invert them like we did and you get 6 others. So there are so many combinations that you can make with just one pack of paper and one stamp. That one stamp set. And these come in these huge 12 by 12. I only used like a 6-inch square. So you get 4 per piece of paper. So if you wanted to make these for your kids' class or something, you could make 48 of these out of one pack of designer series paper. So I'll have photos of all of these over on my website so you can kind of mix and match the different components and come up with your own too. You can find all the measurements for this over on my website. If you'd like this printout, this is just for my email subscribers. It's just a one-page little printout to make it easy because you'll have all your measurements here. You can scan this with your phone to go directly to the blog post and watch the video and everything. So if you'd like this, you can sign up for my email list and the link is in the description. If you liked any of the supplies that I used today, you can buy them. And if it's January or February 2024, you're going to get some great deals. So one, if you just want to outright purchase the products, if you spend $50, you get to pick a free item out of the Sale-a-bration little brochure. And there are papers and stamps and beautiful things in there. You also, if you use my host code when you shop, you'll earn Sunny points towards a free stamp set. And that's my customer bonus program. So you can do both. Now, if you like to craft and you like to buy a lot of crafting supplies, man, don't pay full price. I'd love it if you join my team. They've got a great starter kit bonus going on January and February 2024. So where you can get this beautiful glass mat studio or add an additional $30 to your starter kit, which is already a insane deal. There's information linked below, but you can always reach out to me. I'd love to help. Thanks so much for watching. Have a sunny day.